A lot of people live tired all the time, but one of the biggest mistakes is thinking that fatigue itself is the main problem. It usually is not. Fatigue is a signal, a warning, a symptom. And if you keep trying to silence that symptom with more coffee, more caffeine, energy drinks, sugar, or pure force of will, you may keep functioning for a while, but you will not really fix what is behind it. I am Ed Rodriguez, a pharmacist, biochemist, and health educator, and today I want to talk to you about fatigue in a very practical way, because being tired all the time is not normal. It may be common, yes, but normal is something else. And when we understand the cause of fatigue, the path starts to become much clearer. The body does not stay exhausted without a reason. It is trying to tell you something. One very common cause is poor sleep. And here it is not enough to say, I slept 7 hours, or I went to bed early. The real point is sleep quality. Some people go to bed early, but wake up 3 or 4 times during the night to urinate. Some snore and stop breathing without realizing it. Some deal with calf cramps, restless legs, heat, anxiety, or a brain that simply refuses to switch off. The person spends the night in bed, but the body never really enters that deep restorative sleep. The next day, the mind feels slower, attention drops, memory gets worse, irritation rises, and cravings for the wrong foods become much stronger. People who sleep badly usually start searching for quick energy the next day. More coffee, more sweets, more bread, more snacks, more stimulation. And that makes everything worse. Because a sleep-deprived body handles glucose worse, handles stress worse, and asks for more quick reward. So for many people, the first step is not taking something to boost energy. The first step is fixing sleep. Long walks during the day help a lot. A dimmer environment at night helps a lot. Stretching before bed can help as well. And one habit that quietly harms sleep is eating too close to bedtime. Many people never make that connection, but late-night snacking can be a real sleep saboteur. Another very important cause is blood sugar instability. This is extremely common. A person eats breakfast with bread, sugar, cookies, cereal, cake, juice, or another fast carbohydrate. For that first hour, it may feel like energy, but not long after, the crash comes. Sleepiness, hunger, irritability, brain fog, the urge to lie down. That happens because glucose rises quickly and insulin responds strongly. Then comes the drop, and the body stays on that roller coaster all day long. Many people think feeling sleepy after meals is normal. It should not be. If every time you eat you feel that heavy wave of tiredness, that may be telling you your glucose response is not going well. And if that pattern repeats for a long time, the body starts becoming more resistant to insulin. The fuel exists, glucose is circulating, but the cells are not using it properly. It is as if the fuel is there, but access is blocked. The result is constant tiredness and even more hunger. In these cases, changing the foundation often makes a huge difference. Reducing sugar, reducing flour, reducing excess starch, and stopping the habit of eating all the time usually improves energy significantly. When a person eats more protein, more real food, more vegetables, and gives the body a little more time between meals, energy tends to become much more stable. Less high, less crash. And for someone who lives tired, that already changes the whole day. Another classic cause is a slower thyroid. When the thyroid is underactive, the entire body seems to move in slow motion. The person feels colder, more tired, mentally slower, more bloated, more constipated, and less motivated. And that happens because thyroid hormones play a direct role in regulating cellular energy. When they are not working properly, the mitochondria, which are like tiny energy plants inside the cells, also stop working as they should. Many people already know if they have hypothyroidism, but treatment is not always well adjusted, the investigation is not always complete, and important nutritional factors are not always considered. In some situations, nutrients like selenium, zinc, and iodine enter the conversation, always with context and proper guidance, because thyroid issues are not something to self-treat casually. The cause matters a lot. There is also a kind of fatigue that comes with irritation, heavy sinuses, a feeling of allergy, trouble relaxing, and a strange type of exhaustion, as if the body were overstimulated and drained at the same time. In some people, that may be related to histamine. Certain foods can make this worse, especially in people who are more sensitive. Aged cheese, processed meats, smoked foods, and fermented foods may trigger this pattern in some individuals. Sometimes the person never realizes that the tiredness and irritation after eating may be connected to what they just ate. Another important situation is fatigue in people with latent viral activity or an immune system that is constantly activated. Here, the tiredness is not just laziness, it feels like depletion. Sometimes the person makes an effort one day and only crashes the next day. That delayed worsening is something many people describe. Stress, poor diet, low vitamin D, and bad sleep can all make this worse. And since I mentioned vitamin D, I need to say something many people underestimate. Lack of sun can absolutely be behind significant fatigue. The human body was designed to live with natural light. Today, many people wake up, go indoors, into the car, into an office, in front of a screen, and barely see real sunlight. That disrupts circadian rhythm, reduces vitamin D, and affects energy in a very real way. Some people, on top of the fatigue, feel low back discomfort, hip pain, muscle heaviness, and a kind of apathy. In these cases, this possibility deserves attention. Another point almost nobody talks about is deficiency in sodium and especially potassium. The body depends on these minerals to generate electrical activity, transmit nerve impulses, and contract muscles properly. When they are out of balance, people often feel weakness, muscle heaviness, difficulty getting going, and low physical energy. This can happen more easily in people who sweat a lot, in those who change to a lower-carb diet without organizing electrolytes properly, or in those who simply eat very poorly, with almost no vegetables or potassium-rich foods. There are people living on bread, crackers, rice, coffee, and ultra-processed foods with almost no real vegetables. That person may be very far from a good potassium intake. And when potassium is too low, the body often responds with fatigue, especially muscular fatigue. On the other hand, people on lower carb diets may sometimes need more salt. If sodium gets too low, they can feel weak, flat, and drained. So the point here is not to start taking random supplements. The point is to understand that minerals matter much more than most people realize. Another very strong cause of fatigue is anemia, or any problem involving oxygen transport. When iron is low, when B12 is low, or when other imbalances affect red blood cells, the blood loses efficiency in carrying oxygen. And without enough oxygen, energy production drops. The person feels tired, weaker, sometimes short of breath, less focused, and less able to perform. But here I want to make an important point. Not every fatigue that looks like anemia should be treated with iron on your own. In some people, the problem is not iron. It may be B12. It may be copper. It may be poor absorption. It may be low stomach acid. So once again, real reasoning has to come before supplementation. And speaking of minerals, magnesium deserves real attention. Many people with magnesium deficiency have no idea they are deficient, and fatigue can absolutely be one of the signals. Sometimes they also struggle with sleep, muscle tightness, cramps, irritability, and that feeling of being wired but drained. Magnesium is involved in hundreds of reactions in the body, including energy production. And since many diets are poor in this mineral, this becomes very common. There is also vitamin B1, which many people forget about, but which has a direct relationship with energy. People who consume a lot of sugar, refined carbohydrates, and nutrient-poor food can drift into a state where B1 becomes insufficient. Then the body receives fuel but cannot use it well. The result is tiredness, nervous tension, heaviness, and in some people, even worse, tolerance to effort. Another factor I think is important to mention is mold. Yes, the environment where you live may be draining your energy. Some people live in homes with mold, humidity, a musty smell, damp walls, and the immune system stays activated all the time. That costs energy. The body enters an inflammatory state, and the person feels an exhaustion that is hard to explain. When the environment becomes sick, the body responds. We also cannot ignore fatigue related to long COVID. Many people were left with a persistent feeling of heaviness, low mental clarity, lower tolerance to effort, and hypersensitivity to sound, light, or stress after infection. And what makes this frustrating is that lab work does not always show something obvious. The immune system may remain dysregulated, and that can drain energy in a very powerful way. There is also fatigue in people who simply are not eating enough protein. This is more common than many think. The person believes they are eating well, but their day-to-day protein intake is too low or too poor in quality. And without enough amino acids, the body does not repair well, does not produce many important substances efficiently, does not sustain muscle mass properly, and does not recover well after effort. The result is tiredness, low resilience, weakness, and that feeling that the body never fully bounces back. Many people notice this most after exercise. They do something simple and feel destroyed, or they feel like they have no endurance for anything. Sometimes it is not just sleep, not just age, not just stress. Sometimes the basic diet is simply too low in real protein. Finally, I want to talk about that dragging fatigue that gets much worse in the late afternoon, comes with salt cravings, difficulty waking up in the morning, but a strange alertness at night. Many people describe this as adrenal fatigue. The name can be debated, but what I want you to understand is the pattern. It is the person who drags through the day but seems to wake up at night. The biological rhythm becomes inverted, and chronic stress usually plays a major role there. When stress dominates the routine, the body starts losing the ability to regulate hormones, sleep, appetite, and energy properly. Walks, sunlight, a more predictable routine, better sleep, stress reduction, and more stable eating habits usually help much more than constantly trying to stimulate the body harder and harder. So, if you made it this far, I want you to remember one thing. Fatigue is not a diagnosis. Fatigue is a clue, a message from the body. And if you keep treating that message only with coffee, energy drinks, sugar, stimulants, or willpower, you may keep moving for a while, but you will keep getting farther from the real cause. I like to look at fatigue as a map. It points somewhere. Sometimes it points to poor sleep, sometimes to unstable blood sugar, sometimes to thyroid issues, gut imbalance, inflammation, magnesium deficiency, lack of sun, low protein intake, stress, a poor environment, or a combination of several things at the same time. And that is exactly why it is so worth investigating calmly instead of simply masking it. Because when you identify the real cause, energy comes back in a much more honest way. Not that borrowed energy from stimulation, but that real sense that the body is finally able to function the way it should. And that changes everything. Mood improves, mental clarity improves, hunger becomes more stable. Your physical presence in life returns. If this helped you, stay here with me on EDU Health Tips and tell me in the comments, which of these causes of fatigue sounds the most like what you feel today?